Shanté Glover shocked Temptation Island audience members when she chose to leave the island with her boyfriend Brion Whitley, but fans shouldn't judge Shanté for her decision. Shanté had a heartbreaking time on Netflix's Temptation Island Season 1. She came to the island with Brion, who had cheated on her in the past, in hopes he could prove his loyalty and refrain from cheating in the face of temptation. Brion did not prove himself to Shanté. Not only did Brion cheat while on Temptation Island Season 1, he had a threesome with two of the temptresses. And not only did Brion have a threesome, he was unapologetic for his actions when talking to the temptresses. Although Brion wasn't the only Temptation Island cast member to cheat on his girlfriend, Shanté is the only woman who decided to leave the island with a cheater. Even though the relationship didn't last, I think we should respect Shanté's decision, as it's her life, not any of ours. Shanté decided to stay with Brion. She could have left the island single. In one of the most shocking moments of Temptation Island Season 1, Shanté decided to go home with Brion instead of breaking up with him at the final bonfire. Shanté seemed broken up about what to do. On the one hand, Brion seemed genuinely apologetic during the final bonfire and seemed like he really wanted to change. On the other hand, she had seen his infidelity firsthand. Shanté trusted that this time, he had learned his lesson. Fans of Temptation Island were far more skeptical. In fact, Reddit user Sarcasticat wrote, "The person I'm the most frustrated with this season is actually Shanté," and went on to say that Shanté lacks self-respect and that by showing Brion she's willing to let him treat her that way, he will continue to do so. The backlash to Shanté's decision to forgive Brion was intense. Despite leaving the island together, Shanté and Brion's relationship didn't last. The announcement was made shortly after Nick Viall released a mini reunion, which Shanté and Brion did not attend. In a shocking Instagram story, Shanté told fans the status of her and Brion's relationship. While some fans may see Shanté's breakup and assume she made a terrible mistake by forgiving Brion at the final bonfire, it's her life and her mistakes to make. We also don't know the whole story or any real indication as to why the couple decided to part ways. Shanté is not the first person to make a questionable decision regarding a romantic relationship, and she definitely won't be the last. Her decision just happened to be televised and therefore able to be judged on a wide scale. Maybe everyone's too hard on Shanté. She deserves grace. I believe that some mistakes need to be made rather than avoided. For Shanté, that meant getting back together with a man who had publicly, unapologetically cheated on her on a reality TV show. Everyone has made and will make bad decisions in their lives. The important thing is that we learn from those mistakes and do better in the future. Hopefully, Shanté has learned that she deserves better and will make different choices in the future. Fans shouldn't be so hard on Shanté for how her journey on Temptation Island ended.